For the 2-2 to Woodson, and here it comes, and it is swung on and missed, and Tom Browning has missed a perfect game.
Welcome back.
That was a big one.
That was good. I went in and out. It was good. I think it was good.
So yeah, welcome back.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Round 2, over the phone.
Yeah. There was a scare that maybe the other one had the flu, and so I just didn't want to get you sick.
I appreciate it, man.
I do what I can.
Well, we thank you for coming back to listen to Pardon the Punctuation. And, yeah, I'm glad the kids aren't sick.
We're crossing the fingers. We're crossing the fingers because I have tickets for Friday.
Hopeful.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous. You got tickets.
You should be jealous. You should be. Matter of fact, should we just jump into some Bearcats?
Let's talk UC basketball.
0.1 seconds left. Cincinnati inbounds the ball. The buzzer sounds. Make room for another trophy in Clifton as the Bearcats are American Conference Tournament champions again. They stun the 31-2 Houston Cougars 69-57.
How good was that game?
Wasn't this supposed to be a rebuilding year?
It was supposed to be a rebuilding year, and apparently nobody told the players.
Whoopsies.
Sorry about that, guys. Forgot to tell them.
So, putting yourself in Houston's shoes, would you rather be the regular season champions or the tournament champions?
Tournament champions.
I mean, there's just so much more excitement around tournament championship.
I get more excited for tournament championship.
I mean, I'd rather have both personally, but we came up a little short for the regular season.
Beggars
we came back with. I was just gonna say we came back with a vengeance against them.
We sure did
in the turn.
It was a great game. There was 3 great games. The first game, what was that? Friday night, right? The first game Friday night, we saw the Jaron Cumberland of normal. And then he kind of went away again on Saturday night. And then Sunday, he came out with a fist of fury. It was amazing.
So we did beat SMU 82-74, and then we beat Wichita State 66-63, and then we went on to beat Houston to what you already said, 69-57. Jaron was named the tournament's most outstanding player, as he averaged 23.3 points per game in the 3 games that we played, and 9.1 rebounds. Nope, got that wrong. 6 rebounds and 4.1 assists. And Trey Scott was named to the All-AAC tournament team. He was the one with 9.1 rebounds and also 13.6 points per game.
For the tournament, or was that for the year?
That was for the tournament.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, we didn't have anybody on the All-AAC teams outside of Jaron on the first team. It is unanimous. We talked about that last week. We did finish the season, though, at number 22, ranked in the final AP poll. Finished 28-6 in a rebuilding year, 14-4 in conference. I mean, we kind of get to step back and assess the season now before we get into the big dance. What did you think of this year's team?
They're fun. I mean, we said at the beginning of the year they're going to be a fun team. We didn't expect them to win as much as they did, but we did say they would be a fun team to watch. I think it was Justin who told us that. He said, don't expect them to win much, but expect to have some fun. And he was right on the second one.
We got to do both.
Well, that's true. And it was it made for a super entertaining year.
It was really cool to see. As my first full season as a ticket holder, You just feel that much more invested in the program itself and the season itself and the team itself. And it was really cool to see, some of these fringe players from last year really kind of mature and coming into their own when you're looking at, God, we couldn't have won the tournament or even some of the late games in the season without Nasir Brooks.
No,
coming in with his defense. He's kind of like, I don't want to call him the heart and soul of the team, like the heartbeat of the team, but I feel like when Jaren's not scoring, he is.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not afraid to back people down and kind of do some of those things.
I mean, for example, Nasir Brooks against Wichita had 7 offensive rebounds and 2 defensive rebounds and scored 13 points. I mean, that was a huge help in that second game, especially since, like I said, Jaren wasn't playing as big as he did in Game 1 and Game 3. Jaren only had 11 points in Game 2. So Nasir Brooks and Trey Scott stepped up big time in those in that second game. And I think Trey Scott has just, in the last, I don't know,
he's a leader. He's becoming a leader.
Isn't he, though?
Not afraid to take ownership of a loss and go out there and work his ass off for the win.
I feel like it's going to be kind of the like we had it with Jacob Evans and Gary Clark. I think next year it's going to be the same way with Cumberland and
Jaren.
Trey Scott.
Yep. And then we got to see, kind of we got only a couple games now left with, Justin and Kane, and they came out and did some things in this tournament, hit some big shots, and I think I want to say it was the Wichita game. Justin Jennifer had like 17 points.
That was actually the SMU game. He had 17 points.
SMU?
Yeah.
And that might have been his season high.
It was 5 3-pointers.
I mean, that's wild for him.
It was crazy. It was an awesome. He stepped up big in that one, and then in the third game, Kane Broom stepped up with 15 points. And was it Kane? No, Justin hit that killer 3 in the corner. Terry Nelson kept calling it the Steph Curry move, where he passed it out to Broom, ran over to the corner, Broom passed it back, and then nailed the 3. It was beautiful. It was actually the shot that I knew that we were going to win the game. I knew we had put it away.
It was cool to see them have some big moments in this tournament. And I know you and I off the air here have talked quite a bit of wanting to see more of Logan Johnson, but it's really hard to find room with him in this rotation when you have your guards and Jaren, Justin, and Kane playing so well.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is, and I think this was a good year for him to kind of get a little bit of playing time, but also sit on the bench and just take it all in. And I think that's going to do nothing but help him for next year. I think that's going to help him build. He's going to understand what Mick's looking for from playing, a few minutes and from sitting next to him on the bench for a few minutes. And also his dance moves just keep improving game after game.
I saw somebody had either retweeted or maybe it just came up. Maybe he retweeted, but his mom talking about those Johnson moves.
Yeah, they were pretty. I don't know what he does, but I don't know what you call that dance. I don't know if it's a Fortnite dance or not, but it was awesome.
I feel like it's only enhanced by those god awful sideline shirts they have to wear.
For the tournament?
The ones that are half black on top and half white from the nipples down.
I didn't think those were god awful, but
I hate them. I think they're awkward. In any case, though, yeah, even with that, we got to see flashes of what we're going to see a lot more of next year in Logan Johnson this year. And I'm so excited to see more of Logan Johnson next year. I think we've barely scratched the surface, and I think he's already arguably the best defender we have on this team, at least in the spurts that we've gotten to see. We haven't seen, extended minutes, so when he's out there, he's just a burst of energy. But, yeah, I'm excited to see some of that next year and hopefully see, Fredericks kind of take that next step. Keith Williams, God, if he could make that step to where he could be a double-digit scorer night in, night out, while Jaron does his thing, while Trey does his thing, and not be afraid to shoot the ball, where we kind of had some spells in games this year where guys were afraid to step up and shoot unless their name was Jaron Cumberland.
Right.
I don't know. I think we got a lot of things to look forward to next year, regardless of how the tournament goes this year.
We also got to see a lot more of Mamadou Diarra this weekend.
We did. Although Siseme finally got back in the rotation a little bit.
He did. But I think it was Friday and probably half of the game on Saturday. We got to see a little bit more Mamadou. And my favorite, after the game on Friday, Mamadou tweeted, "I'm a fan of Trayvon Scott and Nasir Brooks. Oh my God, they're good." And then Trayvon tweeted him back, "Hey bro, you know the." Wait a minute, hold on. What did he say? "Hey bro, you the GOAT. I'm a huge Mamadou Diarra fan." So I mean, the chemistry's there between that team. Next year it's just going to be killer.
I feel like every time he gets a block, as he matures and gets older and starts to put on his own block parties, there should be like a hashtag Mama Don't.
Do the do.
That dude's so much fun.
Also, in the third game, I tweeted, did it not seem like what's his name? Trevor Moore? Did it not seem like he was just like a hype man sitting in front of the announcer's table, just like he was getting Jaron hyped?
Well, when you're not making shots, you got to be somebody.
You got to do something. And then, again, the third game, Jaron was just on fire. Apparently, before the game, the band for Houston was just like chattering at him, and he gave him the shush and told them all to shut the F off, and that just fired him up. So I'm going to have to ask every team's band to get on Jaron before every game goes.
Well, with that all said, we do have a tournament coming up here on Friday at noon. It's not the NIT, but it is the actual big dance.
Speaking of
we are matched up as a 7 seed against the 10 seed Iowa. I know there's been a lot of chatter about, was a 7 seed right? Did they already have us locked in at a 7 seed, regardless of what happened in not only our tournament, but other tournaments as well? And there's definitely a strong case for that, as they've not really made much excuse from the committee to say anything otherwise. But with that all said, first off, I'm going to kind of offer this to you as a two-parter. How do you feel about the 7 seed? And would you sacrifice the 7 seed if it meant giving up Columbus?
I think I said it last week. I was predicting if we won a 6-7. No, what did I say? Yeah, no. If we won, I think I said a 6 or 7 feet.
We agreed.
Yeah,
we agreed. It was we were at best a 6, probably a 7, even if we won. And if we lost, we were at best a 7, maybe an 8.
Right, and so no, I agree with the 7 seed. I know there was a lot of people talking about that were disrespectful that we didn't get a lower seed, but I mean we didn't. We said it last week. We did not match up good against ranked teams, and if you don't match up against ranked teams, you're not gonna get those seeds that you want.
I mean, for everybody who wants to argue, and we've obviously seen a lot of this, people arguing against Gonzaga with their soft strength of schedule, or a Buffalo, or some of these other teams that were in the top 25 for most of the year. You can't really. I think Murray State even crept into the top 25, because of Jay Morant, but you can't really argue against a team to be higher than a 6 at best, maybe, or a 7 if you're not beating these ranked teams. For instance, we're playing Iowa. They're a 10 seed. They finished 22-11. Now, granted, a lot of this is going to come because Big Ten hype, Power 5 conference, you're ranked higher anyway because you're Power 10 or Power 5, blah, blah, blah. But they were ranked as high as number 14. And some of their quality wins, I guess, they beat number 5 Michigan. These are all rankings when they were ranked at this ranking.
Right.
Not where they finished. But they, in order, I guess, they beat number 13 Oregon, they beat number 24 Nebraska, they beat number 16 Ohio State, they beat number 5 Michigan. They finished 6th in the Big Ten at 10-10 in conference. That, by my count, is 4 more. No, I'm sorry, 4 teams that they beat that were ranked, whereas we only beat 1. So they beat 3 more ranked teams. So you could argue against them having a 10 seed, honestly. But then you have the glaring 11 losses. So
right.
It all just depends on how strong you view these conferences. To me personally, I think when you have a team losing 11, 13, I think Wisconsin finished with like 13 losses. It's a tough pill for me to swallow that you have 10 ranked teams or 10 teams that should be that good in a 12-team conference in the Big Ten. You know what I mean? And that's kind of some of the hype that you get with the Power 5, unfortunately, because you don't get a good look at some of these mid-major schools as we're technically classified as we're in a non-Power 5 conference.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, with that all said, this ESPN Plus deal is not going to help us either.
Oh, geez. I mean, so, all right. So I'm going to have to pay, basketball's on 4 or 5 months out of the year. So
$25.
Yeah, $25 a year to watch basketball. And for some of the stuff I read, not every game will have to watch on ESPN Plus, but I mean, if you're going to get it for 1 month, you might as well get it for the rest. You know, if it's like one game a month that was going to be on ESPN Plus, then I guess you're paying the $25.
My big question is, how is this going to affect me going to the bar to watch?
Oh, yeah, so that's actually a great question, because our bar is going to fork up this $5 a month to watch this. I mean, maybe eventually.
If it's anything like a pay-per-view, it's not $5 for a bar. Like, if it's a $50 pay-per-view or a $100 pay-per-view, it's way more than that for a bar to have that pay-per-view. They have to pay a certain percentage based upon occupancy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Because they want to make sure they're getting their money for every patron who's in there. That's why you have some bars that'll charge a cover for people to get in.
These are great questions. We need to find out the answer to these.
And from what I'm seeing, UC's only going to make roughly about the same, if not less, than what they're currently making on their current deal. Even though it's $1 billion deal for the conference for 10 years. This isn't baseball. What are you signing a deal for 10 years? It's going to be bad in 4.
This is man, we gotta get a new conference.
Yes.
Can we go back and dominate the Big East?
In any case, we are matched up against Iowa in Columbus, 7 versus a 10. I feel good about this game.
Against Iowa?
I feel like, yes.
Yeah, I feel good about it too.
I don't feel we're not going to blow them away by any stretch. Especially when I look through some of the scores that Iowa put up against some other teams. Especially looking at that win against Michigan. Not so much the Ohio State, Nebraska, or even Oregon. And I know I think their highest score that they scored this season was like 105. But I'm not really concerned about Iowa. I think we match up well. And I think it's going to give us a chance to show why we should be in a conference like the Big Ten. That can't be anything but a good thing for us to be matched up against a team like this, rather than a team like last year in the first round. We had, it was, Georgia State, I think, before Nevada.
Don't remember.
I think it was Georgia State, because I think they made the tournament again.
I'm trying to block all that out of my mind.
In any case, should we beat Iowa, our second game is going to be against 2-seed Tennessee.
No, it'll be against Colgate. Right?
Oh, you think it's going to be Colgate?
Every year, a 14 knocks off the lower seed, and I think that's going to be the one this year.
Well, here's to wishful thinking.
And then we're going to make it to the Sweet 16, and then Elite 8, and then I mean, if we go with by BW3's strategy, we're going to win the whole thing.
What's BW3 strategy, Ed?
Oh, you did not catch that tweet. BW3's did a bracket, put it on Twitter. They chose a winner strictly by flipping a coin, and it ended up being UC winning it all.
I'll take it.
I'm gonna go watch games of EW3 soon. Except for Friday. I'm gonna watch those in Columbus.
So jealous. And I'll tell you why later in the show. But any last words here on UC?
Yes, I have the words of Mick Cronin about this weekend's game.
Hey man, I'm from the west side, so I'm still upset about when they had the gall to have their spring game at Paul Brown. I don't remember what year that was. But yeah, I'm Irish. We don't forget a lot. So it's a chance for us to take over Columbus. Obviously, I'm teasing. I get it. But chance for the Bearcat Nation to take over the state capitals. So also they have a beautiful downtown. They really do. So for our fans going up there, there's no Montgomery Inn, unfortunately. So we'll be eating at Jeff Ruby's.
So that was Mick O'Cronin talking about Ohio State and the beautiful Columbus area, and how he's still upset. He's still upset.
I believe the dinner for Jeff Ruby's was tonight.
Yes, I believe it was. I saw somebody tweeted a picture earlier, them all sitting at a table.
I thought I saw that on Twitter tonight as well.
Yeah, I believe it was. So I hope they enjoyed their dinner, and I would like some dinner too.
Get some rest. Have a nice walkthrough tomorrow.
That's right. Let's get it done.
All right.
On the FC.
Well, let's talk about that other team that had a big game this weekend. FCC.
I believe you mean FCC.
Come back! Come back! We got more winning to do! Cincinnati is big enough for soccer! Yeah! We are a new city! Do you believe in a new Cincinnati? Cincinnati is big enough for soccer! Yeah!
It's so good. That mix is so good.
It's so true.
Cincinnati was ready. They were ready to bring it home.
They were absolutely more than ready. Absolutely more than ready. Did you see all those pictures that came out of them coming down the street, just taking over the whole street?
It was on Barstool. I saw there was a full length. I think I posted it to the Facebook page. The BBC special that they did on Cincinnati. So all the way over the pond in England, they're talking about FCC and how hyped this city was, and no one could get over the march into the stadium.
It was freaking amazing. I don't have audio of it because it didn't. When I was recording the audio, it didn't come out very well. Like it didn't translate very well without actually seeing it. But it was. All you have to do is just do a search on Twitter, Facebook, Google, YouTube, any of them, and you will find that video. And it's just like at one point looks like there's a police officer who's going to try to stop them from crossing the street, and then when he just sees how they're just coming onto him, he's just like, you know what? Never mind. I'll just move out of the way.
We're like, nah, this one's on them.
Yeah, they got smoke and stuff, so let's just let them go.
So we did win our first game at home. Well, it was our first game that we won, and it also happened to be at home. But the big thing was, and I missed this stat last week as I'm still familiarizing myself with everything going on in MLS. We knew that Portland was an offensive team, at least until they played us. But they were the runner-up for last year's championship against Atlanta.
It sure did look like it.
We've now played against a very tough team in Seattle, and Atlanta, we got the draw against the defending champion, and now the runner-up to that same champion, the Portland Timbers, we put a hurting 3-0. And I don't know if you got to actually see any of these goals scored.
I did. I went back and watched the game because I recorded it. Because I think it started like as the UC game was ending or something like that. I don't remember, but I went back and recorded it and watched it. And the second goal, when he hits it off the back of his ankle or the back of his foot,
that was so sweet.
Oh my! I wanted to do that. I'm like, dang, how do you? I saw a kid.
None of these goals came easy though. None of them were like gimmies.
Wasn't
like,
the first one a header?
I believe so.
Yeah, none of them were easy goals.
No. So, the team captain, Kendall Waston, I thought it was Watson. I thought there was a typo, and I kept seeing it's actually Waston. He scored our first goal in the 15th minute. Alan Cruz had that nice back heel kick in the 61st minute, and Matthew DePlange had a goal in the 63rd minute. I don't recall
all 3 of those goals.
These people.
What was that?
I don't recall any of these people. I don't recall ever saying, like, we traded for these guys or signed these guys. All of these names were new to me this week.
Well, you won't be hearing those names next week because I think 2 out of those 3 people are going back to their home countries to play for their home countries for 1 week. So we're going to lose them for a week.
Look at you with some insider knowledge.
I checked that out, right? Somebody.
So,
I'm trying to get better at this stuff, man.
Huh?
I'm trying to get better at this soccer stuff, man. I'm a coach now.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So, as I've been giving these stats kind of comparatively in the last couple games here, I have some more stats to give you comparatively. And this kind of gives you a better glimpse as to why we actually won the game as opposed to getting blown out or tying. The possession was 49% us, Portland 51%. The big stat difference here, though, 18 shots, 7 on goal for FCC to 10 shots by Portland, 3 on goal. That makes a world of difference.
No, it does. It's huge. I mean, I'm starting to learn that those stats. I don't want to say. I'm starting to learn that kind of stuff is huge in soccer, right? Like, you would think, oh man, they missed a shot. That's just me, right? They just missed a shot. They missed a shot. But those are actually like a big deal. So, you know, I don't know. They're starting to make sense to me. I may not be able to articulate them, but they're starting to make sense to me. So,
I concur.
Yeah.
So some of the things that we still need to clean up. We had 5 offsides to Portland's 2. We had 2 yellow cards, while Portland only had 1 yellow card. But Portland also did have a red card, and I believe that was because he got a second yellow card, which is why he got the red card.
I actually got a notification to my watch when they got that red card. I was like, wow, notification. Awesome. I need to know what's going on.
I mean, it's a big deal. He's done in the game, you know?
That's true.
But on the flip side of the coin, we also had 10 corner kicks, which we've been lacking in the last couple games, whereas Portland only had 6. So in some of the stuff that we've been dominated in some of our previous games, we're starting to see a turnaround. And even if it came at the behest of the fans at home and kind of playing off the energy that we know that this city has when they do come home, it makes you feel hopeful that at least for one half of the season, we have a reason for teams to be scared coming to Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And there was even a national reporter who said the energy inside that stadium in Cincinnati is amazing, and he actually also commented about how it was in the middle of the campus and how beautiful it was, and it's only going to be for 1 year, but the energy inside that stadium, and it probably has to do with it being on a campus, all the buildings around it, so the sound echoing. It's a scary place to play. I mean, it's intimidating.
I only wish that they were able to have worked out that deal.
It would have been sweet.
It would have been very beneficial to both the university and I honestly think to the soccer club. I did see one of the national writers had a picture of Nippert pregame, and they said, "This is the most beautiful soccer, or what did they call it? The non-soccer arena that is perfect for a soccer arena." Or something along those lines. Just because, it's literally like the field was intentionally made for soccer, as the field goes from damn near edge to edge on that field,
Well, yeah, FC Cincinnati paid for that, yeah.
I mean, regardless, there's a reason that it looks so good as a soccer field, and it's just going to be a damn shame when it's all comes to an end at the end of the season.
Here's a question I don't know, and we can find out pretty quickly. Does UC's soccer team play at Nippert?
I don't know the answer to that. We'd have to find out. We could probably reach out to Varsity or something.
I figure we reach out to Ann. The All-American.
I mean, they do have the soccer field right across the street. And I don't know how much that gets used for actual games versus just for practice and recreational stuff, but
they were playing lacrosse there when we went to the game a couple weeks ago.
I've seen them playing flag football there. I've seen them playing soccer there. Most of the time when I'm on campus, it's for a game, and most of the time during games, they have intramural stuff or just kids out there messing around.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been sweet if we could have worked that out. I mean, you're right. It would have been a benefit to the team a lot. I mean, I don't know if they can take the money that they were going to put into a stadium and put it in towards payroll. You know what I mean? So we can get some big name players. But I mean, that would have been awesome, and it would have been good for the university. It would have brought some cash flow in. But it is what it is. We're going to get a beautiful stadium over on the west side, and it's going to be built for soccer. They're putting things in there to still try to make it loud. They're actually, I mean, if you remember the problem with Music Hall, they're actually building things into that stadium to keep the sound inside the stadium. So hopefully it'll kind of replicate that atmosphere that you get inside of Nippert. So,
well, for 1 year, we will have the oldest stadium for a brand new team.
That's a great stat, bud.
It'll be the oldest stadium in the MLS. I mean, Nippert's over 100 years old.
It absolutely is.
But for a brand new team. But it now in the standings puts FCC at 1-1-1. We have 4 points. We're tied for 5th with the New York Red Bulls.
Red Bulls 1 or Red Bulls 2?
Huh?
Red Bulls 1 or Red Bulls 2?
Well, Red Bulls 2 is still down in the USL. So
okay, cool.
But the Eastern Conference leader, Columbus, they have 7 points. So we are just a win away from a tie.
Columbus is beating us?
Columbus is number 1 right now, yep.
That's amazing. There's still no fans going to the game, though, according to pictures that I saw on Twitter this weekend.
I mean, obviously, we're still in a very young season, only 3 games in, so.
I'll take it.
I don't know. The only concern I have, kind of getting back to the stadium stuff, is we know, I mean, obviously my season tickets for UC football are in the same section known as the Bailey.
Right.
I'm terrified that they're not going to be able to replicate the Bailey, and just how perfect that section in the flat end zone of the football stadium has been for this crazy fan base.
I'm sure. So this is another thing about soccer that we're getting to learn, that the support groups get so much input into the decisions that the soccer team makes. I'm sure they'll be reaching out to the support groups and how do we replicate this, and hopefully they will. I mean, again, I've been to 1 game and seen the Bailey, and it's freaking amazing. I think you've been to 2 or 3 games seeing the Bailey, but I hope they'll make it happen.
Well, I wonder if they're going to try and replicate the Bailey, or if they'll try and do something more along the lines of having these support groups spread out around the arena.
No, I don't like that.
So that the whole... Huh?
I don't like that.
I mean, as these support groups grow, you're not going to be able to fit them all in something as small as what the Bailey currently stands.
But think of this. Do you remember back in the USL, and we were playing an MLS team, and we had to go into shootouts, and they had to shoot on that goal facing the Bailey. Think of the atmosphere that created and the, I don't know, nervousness that put into the opposing players, having to stare down the Bailey and stare down Mitch. I like that.
Yeah, I know.
I like that benefit there.
So if you look at how many crazy people were walking in that parade on their way into the stadium, though, and you can do that around the whole stadium, there's no safe place.
I don't know. Are you going to get that many crazy people at every single game?
As these support groups grow, don't rule anything out.
Can we start our own support group?
No.
Okay, let's just join one.
We don't know enough about soccer.
I just want a scarf.
All right. I think we've done as much as we can do on SCC. Let's talk a little bit about the Reds.
It's alright, 'cause I'm safe by love. It's alright, 'cause I'm safe by love. It's alright, 'cause I'm safe by the bell.
So, as we approach opening day, less than a week away, my friend.
A week from tomorrow, today, actually, right?
Tomorrow,
Thursday.
I was wrong. It's a week from tomorrow.
Yeah, a week from tomorrow.
I'm thinking the release of MLB The Show. My bad. So the Reds start a week from tomorrow. So by the time you're listening to this, it'll probably be a week from today, if not less. But the Reds made some more cuts. They sent down pitchers Brandon Finnegan, Vladimir Gutierrez, Jesus Reyes, Buddy Boshers, and also infielder Christian Colon. But as we inch closer, the roster's starting to take shape a little bit. Pitcher Alex Wood, who we traded for from the Dodgers, he was part of the Yasiel Puig, Matt Kemp deal. He's going to start the season on the 10-day DL. He's still having some soreness, and they're not trying to rush him back as we're literally haven't even started the season yet. So that's leaving a starting rotation that's been announced in order. Your opening day starter, according to David Bell, is Luis Castillo, going to be followed by Sonny Gray, Tanner Roark, Anthony DeSclafani, and what's looking like Tyler Mahle. How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with it. Didn't we kind of predict that?
I don't know that anyone was predicting Luis Castillo to get the ball on opening day.
No, you're right. We weren't predicting that, but I think we were predicting kind of that lineup.
Oh, sure. Well, we didn't know if Alex Wood was going to be ready, and even when we had Clay on talking from Locked On Reds, he liked what he saw of Tyler Mahle. I think anybody who paid attention to the Reds last year in what was a terrible season liked what they saw in Tyler Mahle until he got a little sore, a little worn down as a rookie, and he kind of broke down a bit. And him starting off this season in the opening or in the starting rotation here, even if it's just for a couple games before going down to AAA, I'm not terribly upset about any of that. Obviously, you don't want to rush an injury to Alex Wood back when he's only here on more or less a one-year rental anyway before we decide if we're going to extend him. Luis Castillo was a little bit of a surprise, as I think most people kind of thought it was going to end up being Sonny Gray. But kudos to him. When he is on, and I think Clay touched on this a bit, when he's on, he might be the nastiest guy on our rotation. He has ace potential, and I think I want to say he's only like 24 years old, maybe 25. So he's right around the same age as Nick Senzel. That's good stuff to know that you have putting the ball in this guy's hands.
No, you're right. I mean, hopefully he can go out there and produce. Hopefully, the spring training rolls over to the actual game. I'm excited again. The Reds are making me want to buy a hat again. I might do it this week since opening day is on Thursday. But it's exciting, dude. It's really exciting.
I was watching the game last night. Like, I found myself watching preseason baseball. Who does that?
You.
And because I started getting where the actual seasons began. I don't know if you knew that or not, but baseball has started
Overseas.
over in Japan.
I don't like it.
Our first opening day was over in Japan between Seattle and the Athletics, I think.
It hasn't really started. Until the back cracks in Cincinnati, it hasn't really started.
There was a Jay Bruce sighting. And a Ken Griffey Jr. sighting. So
he was over there?
Yeah, both of them. Jay Bruce was playing for Seattle, and Griffey was over. He had a camera in his hand when I saw him over with the media taking pictures.
He
like
is
a professional camera.
Yeah, so
I think he was messing around. I think he was totally messing around. But he is over there.
He's taken up photography is a huge hobby. Photography and grilling. But when his son Trey Larkin?
Yeah.
When he was we're talking about Griffey. When his son was playing, didn't his son play football at college?
Yes.
When his son was playing football at that college, he took up photography, and he always went on the sideline and was taking shots of his son playing football. And then
I was saying yes because I didn't know otherwise, but go on.
Oh, well, I think he did. I think you can look it up. But he's taken up photography as a hobby. He's also taken up grilling as a hobby. If you've kind of noticed him lately, he's put on a couple pounds since playing. So he must be a good griller.
He started putting on some pounds in Cincinnati, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, he's put on a few more.
I blame all the good eating around here.
Skyline, man. Apparently he still loves that Skyline, too.
Montgomery Inn.
Debatable.
You can hear the cowboy talking about Montgomery Inn, UDF, all that all season long.
Give me some chips, boy.
Finish it off with a nice cold Coke.
But Cowboy drinks those Mexico Cokes.
Of course he does.
He has those imported. They have them in the booth just for him. He has. I mean, they're not. You don't have to get imported. You can buy them at Sam's Club, but they have them in the booth just for him. In the glass bottle. He has to have the glass bottle.
So there are still 34 on our active roster. 9 more Reds are going to be cut before opening day. And I don't know if you saw the article on The Athletic by C. Trent Rosecrans.
I did not.
So he's expecting Scott Schebler to not make the cut.
Oh, wow. Oh, wait a minute. Did I know that? No, I did not know that. No, I didn't.
He thinks that we're going to end up running an outfield of the best 25. And the argument that he's making on starting Nick Senzel right now versus waiting that 2 weeks to get the extra year of control is that there's going to be a new collective bargaining agreement in, I think it was 4 years. And that's going to be before that would even, whether we start him now or not, the collective bargaining agreement is going to be renegotiated. And so that may have no effect on whether we start him now or later. Because it'll be renegotiated on, potentially.
That's the politics side that I don't understand.
I mean, if you think about it, though, we could have had that extra year or 2 or 3 on Eugenio Suarez, but we negotiated the deal early before we ended up with a crazy contract like you're starting to see with Bryce Harper, with Mike Trout, with even before that, you had homeboy down in Florida who got traded to the Yankees. Stanton. Giancarlo Mike Stanton.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I understand, like, the players just want to get paid. There's no reason to keep them on these little baby rookie contracts if they're worth more than that. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
the teams are making money.
Yes, they are. Yes,
I think I read some. I'm almost 100% sure I read somewhere that no team in all of baseball, once all was said and done, finished in the green less than $1 billion.
Jeez. I wish
It's all these it's the TV deals, man, and that's why it's hard for me to argue against a player like even Bryce Harper making that crazy contract that I personally don't think he was worth, but I think these players, that's why it's hard for me to argue against a guy like Joey Votto making $300 million. You know what I mean? Like,
Votto's a bargain at this point.
Correct. So as long as you're not spending it in silly places like an aging Albert Pujols or Bobby Bonilla making $1 million a year for damn near his entire life.
Well, you remember Votto's stance on that, don't you?
On Bobby Bonilla's contract?
No, on contracts in general.
Probably saying that they still aren't paid enough.
No, this is what he said.
I say play more and make more money.
He wants to play more games and make more money.
I forgot about that. We did play that many episodes ago.
Back in, yeah. Speaking of which, this is season 2, episode 1. Didn't even think about that.
Hey, we did it.
We made it season 2.
Is that how we're titling it?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
I got it. I'll write it down.
All right. So yeah, as hopefully we have another episode here before opening day. That's the idea.
We'll take a look.
Where we can kind of go over what the final cuts are.
Hey, I know we're off of Bearcats, but did you see the breaking news that just came across?
I did not.
From our boy Mel.
I did not.
Donald Little.
What about him?
For the TBT.
I thought you were going to say he died.
No, Donald Little for the TBT, man.
Got nervous.
I haven't seen him play in years.
As a coach or as a player?
Well, he didn't say that.
I don't know if he's running Hicks out there this year. We'll see how any of that goes.
I was going to
anyway,
ask Hicks, but he's not on Twitter anymore.
We got any more on the Reds? You got any last thoughts?
I have nothing else on the Reds except for I'm excited for opening day. I will probably go out and buy a hat this weekend if I don't spend the rest of my birthday money up in Columbus. Because if you don't remember, I'm going to that game. And so that's what I'm probably going to do.
I will probably be downtown partying for
opening day.
Opening day, yeah.
All right. Well,
I got some vacation days to burn. That sounds like a good one.
I'll ask you about that later.
All right, let's move on to the Bengals.
Can't lose. Clear eyes, full hearts. Can't lose. Let's hear it, gentlemen. Clear eyes, full hearts.
Can't lose. Let's go play some football. Let's go, baby.
Big news on the Bengal front.
Are you leading off with that big news?
Might as well, right? Vontaze Burfict gone.
He gone.
He went bye-bye.
I thought you were going to say Cedric Ogbuehi's gone.
Cedric Ogbuehi's gone?
Yes, he signed with Jacksonville.
I missed that.
Yeah. But no, to get to your point, Burfict, and if we had this episode 3 days ago, and like the day he was cut, I would have predicted, because anyone who had an ear that I could talk to that day about Vontaze Burfict getting cut, I was saying he's going to go get reacclimated with Paul Gunther. I think everybody knew. I think it was pretty common knowledge that Gunther was trying to trade for him last year anyway.
Yeah.
And the Bengals didn't get a deal they actually liked. So that kind of is what it is. But yeah, I'm not super surprised that he ended up with, Chucky and by Chucky I mean Coach Chucky.
Right.
Not surprised he ended up out with Oakland. What I am surprised about is he ended up with Oakland and Antonio Brown.
That's going to be interesting. Those two in a locker room together?
Yep.
Who knows about that one?
Well, everyone on Twitter is really hoping that they end up taking Hard Knocks to
they're going to.
Oakland.
They're going to. They have to, right?
I mean, it's a pretty good story, especially since they're trying to figure out what's going on with them moving out to L.A. next year and everything anyway. I don't know. I mean, it makes sense if you can pull it off.
I
get it.
Yeah, I say pull it off.
So that was the big news. I already touched on Cedric Boehe, the first-round pick bust offensive tackle that we had. His contract's over. Only team he visited with was Jacksonville, and they signed him. So good riddance. We'll see you later. I will miss being able to call him Obi Doby, as my father-in-law likes to commonly refer to him as. But also we lost, I don't think we talked about this last week, we lost Tyler Croft, the tight end, to the Buffalo Bills.
But
as we're talking about weird things with the Buffalo Bills, we also signed the offensive guard from the Buffalo Bills, John Miller. We can't get enough of swapping players with the Buffalo Bills, my friend.
We can't. We love them guys, apparently.
It's so weird. But we also re-signed Tyler Eifert
for 1 year.
For a 1 year deal. He has vowed that the mullet is gone forever.
Oh, well, that sucks.
I know, it looked really good on him, oddly enough.
It wasn't bad.
Free agents that we still have that have yet to be signed include cornerback Darquez Denard, who is supposedly looking for about a $10 million deal, which, if you look at him as a slot corner, he should be making somewhere around 6 to 8, depending on how teams view him as a slot corner. He's not really been given the opportunity here in Cincinnati to be an outside corner, which is what that $10 million would kind of be. So I don't know how that's going to unfold, but it seems like, we did talk about the cornerback that we signed from the Giants last week with Webb. I think it's CW Webb, BW Webb, something like that. I think it's CW. But we replaced Denard already with him, so I can't see Denard ending up back here.
No.
Michael Johnson, defensive end, who had been here and then left for Tampa and then came back here for several more years. He's still a free agent. And Vinny Ray, a linebacker who's been here for years and was a special teams leader before finally cracking the starting lineup. He's still unsigned as well. So I don't know if there's a spot left for him as we try to rebuild what was arguably the worst group on this team.
I'm still not buying into the team. So I'm just going to hold my reservations on that. I'm still kind of going to pledge my alliance maybe to Cleveland this year, but we'll find out.
I'm not really going to be able to follow you down that road. However, the Bengals are still talking about extensions for A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, and William Jackson III. So I'm from everything that I'm hearing, they are trying to kind of see what they have in some of those extensions as all those contracts come up at the end of this next season. Obviously, you don't want to lose a guy who's been around as long as AJ Green, but he is going to be, I think, 31 this year.
If I'm AJ Green, I don't sign.
He's said all along that he wants to be with the same team his entire career, just like the guy he idolizes, Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm AJ Green, I'm not getting any younger. Yeah.
And I also, one of the things I want to talk about AJ Green is there is rumor out there that if they're not able to extend him, that they are contemplating trading him. And teams like the Jets and the Patriots have been mentioned.
Huh, that's an interesting, because I actually just read something this morning, maybe, that the latest mock draft models show the Bengals doing some sort of trade, I guess, and getting Dwayne Haskins.
There's some people thinking that Dwayne Haskins falls all the way down to us at 11. Because the rumors are that the Giants are not interested. At least those were the rumors until today. And today I saw that the Giants are very interested. So there's a lot of smoke and mirrors that happen around the draft where teams are trying to either hype up a player that they don't have any interest in for somebody to try and trade up with them and grab the player before they supposedly were going to, or try and just literally hide their cards, and who they have any intentions, so nobody behind them has any clue what they're going to be able to do.
Maybe we'll make some big moves like on draft day. Maybe we'll see some stuff go down, because there's another one in here talking about us getting Kyler Murray.
I don't want anything to do with Kyler Murray personally.
No, I'm okay with that.
Nope.
I mean, Johnny Manziel's back in the United States playing football.
Huh?
Johnny Manziel, he's back in the United States playing football. He's not playing in the Canadian League anymore. He's playing in the AAF for Memphis.
That guy. Tyler Boyd extending, though, is interesting. He's 24. He's coming up on a contract year. He just had a crazy good year. And signing him after 2 crazy good years as opposed to 1 crazy good year could prove a difficult task, especially if you're trying to re-up both him and A.J. Green. Chances are it's probably going to be one or the other, though.
Right.
And then William Jackson III. If you're extending him, you're not going to be able to afford both him and Dre Kirkpatrick. My personal hope is that they extend him and cut Dre Kirkpatrick.
Please cut
simultaneously.
Please cut Kirkpatrick. Please cut him.
I don't know if you're going to see Dre cut before this season, or if you'll see him cut at the end of next season to allot that money that Dre was supposed to get for William Jackson. But in any case, I think William Jackson III should be a much higher priority than keeping Dre Kirkpatrick around.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion.
Dre got burned too many times last year for us to keep
Agreed. I think he's replaceable.
Absolutely.
William Jackson III looks a lot better out there, though. With all that said, though, kind of getting back to your Dwayne Haskins talk, Coach Taylor, who we all know, we believe in, we trust in, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. No? All right.
I said can't lose. We said it at the same time. It was actually really cool how we said it simultaneously.
I hate the phone thing. He actually did attend both Ohio State and Alabama's pro days this week. So people think that he was at Ohio State to check out Dwayne Haskins.
No. I don't care. That's fine. I mean, I don't know.
Well, listen, if he's at 11,
I guess
the only way I don't take Dwayne Haskins is if Devin White's still there at the linebacker from LSU.
We've done nothing for our offensive line this year. Can we please get somebody to protect the quarterback?
Well, we have a whole new offense we're installing.
Well, I don't care.
We signed a new guard from Buffalo, who people are actually talking about was a pretty good move. I still can't defend the Bobby Hart signing, but Cordy Glenn hopefully will be not injured this year. You'll have Billy Price coming in, not injured this year, and hopefully not getting injured mid-season as well. Trey Hopkins should be back. So while you say we haven't done anything, we haven't even made it through the draft yet. So we'll see what happens.
I know.
We around this time last year was when we made the move for Cordy Glenn, who's our left tackle.
And for yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha.
There's still plenty of time, and you got this new coach who has a new offense, all new coaches. It's not the Marvin Lewis regime anymore, man.
Still feels like it, though.
But if everybody was going to bitch and moan about, hey, we got to get rid of Marvin, we got to get rid of Marvin, and then you bring in a new coach, and this dude hasn't even coached a game, a practice, and everyone's already selling the farm. As somebody who's had this much time and effort and money invested in this team, I'm not out yet. I can't do it.
Well, because it just feels like Blackburn's still running the team.
Well, you mean Mike Brown or Katie?
Both.
Or Troy?
All three. It feels like the coaches get to make the decisions.
Because they literally are. They're the ownership.
Well, yeah, but
that's what they do.
But it feels like the same decisions
they also
are
have
made.
input. They also have input from someone not named Marvin Lewis right now.
Well, that's true, I guess. I'll take it for what it is.
I still think they overpaid for Bobby Hart.
Yes.
I will not argue that. But I've listened to enough I don't know if you're listening to Locked On Bengals at all, but they talked me down off the ledge a little bit. Joe Goodberry, they talked me down off the ledge a little bit. And that's after they had a podcast where Joe Goodberry freaked out, dropped some F-bombs, and freaked out some more.
I don't know. I'm like with Kanye here. You just... Oh, that's the wrong song. Oh, stop. I thought that was something else.
You're so bad at this game.
It says you can't tell me nothing, and it started playing that song.
Just label them better.
Yeah, I'll relabel that.
All right. Well, let's round third.
You're wasting your talent, Randy.
All right, you want to go first with the questions?
Sure.
All right.
Are you as excited as I am to see who the Bearcat Jam rosters this year?
Can you say that one more time?
Are you as excited as I am to see who the Bearcat Jam rosters this year?
Oh, yeah, I'm super excited. So, sorry, I didn't know you were going to ask that question, or else I would have held the Donald Little thing off for a little bit. But, yeah, no, I'm super excited. So they're officially in. Well, no, they're officially have turned in their application for the tournament. They're not necessarily in yet. They still have to. They still have to have 5. I think the guy told me 5 or 7 confirmed players, and then they'll be eligible for the tournament. And then, of course, we have to get some votes in there and stuff like that. But it looks like we are going to be playing in Columbus and not in Lexington. So I will shoot.
Did you turn in our request for a press pass yet?
I would just said I'm going to go ahead and shoot an email off asking if we can get the same deal this year.
What about for FCC? Have you sent in a press pass for that yet?
I can't find anything for press passes for FCC. If you can find something, go for it. But I can't find anything. I searched.
I'll snoop around.
I searched. So there's going to be a common theme on mine. Again, I wrote it at lunch. But what's the best foods to eat during March Madness?
Wings, man.
You're right.
Wings, for
Bonus.
sure. And I don't mean like go straight to B-dubs. I mean, you got to dabble around in some places. And most of you here listening in Cincinnati, you know who's got some undercover, I think, the best wings in the city?
Who?
Not Roosters, not B-Dubs, not any of these chain places. There's a place on the corner of Pippin and Struble called Big Arts Barbecue.
Oh, man, I haven't
Grill.
had Big Arts wings in forever.
Their wings are, I drive from Westchester, go pick up their wings and bring them home. Don't go to Big Arts thinking you're going to eat there because it's hard to find a table because they're a popular joint and they only have like 8 tables.
Yeah, very small.
But man, it's in a little, it's just in a little gas station strip mall, and they're chronic. Their wings are so good. My mom bought them a couple weeks ago and had the family over for dinner. Man,
I have to try this.
I think I ate 10 wings that night. And they're big wings. They're not small wings.
We have a place out here called Midwest Best Barbecue and a place called Pickles and Bones. And I've heard both of them have good wings, so I might have to pick some up for the game on Sunday since I'll be in Columbus for the game on Friday.
Well, let me know. Maybe I'll come over and watch with you.
Aight. You bring the Big Arts and I'll bring the other guys.
So, did you catch the new Stranger Things trailer today?
I don't watch that show, man. How many times are you going to ask me that?
You don't watch any shows.
I watch a lot of shows. I watch Married at First Sight. I watch The Prophet. I watch 60 Days In, 30 Days In, whatever the thing's called, the jail show. I watch a lot of shows, just not Game of Thrones or Stranger Things or any of that.
Do you not like sci-fi?
Not necessarily, no. I don't watch Walking Dead either.
God, I just caught up with Walking Dead last night.
Did I tell you last week that I'm thinking about starting up Sons of Anarchy again?
You did.
Yep, it's probably going to happen next week.
Did you ever watch any of that?
The Mayans?
The Mayans, yeah.
No.
Me either.
I can't. Jax isn't there. I can't do it. What ballpark foods, so by ballpark, I mean Great American Ballpark, are the best?
Did you check out any of the new ones?
I'm looking at some of them right now. What is catching my eye right now is the Big Red Machine Burger, which...
is that the one that has the Big Red Smoky on it?
Big Red Smoky, sauerkraut, beer cheese, Grippo's potato chips on a Cervati pretzel bun.
Yeah. That looks like my favorite addition.
That looks delicious. I mean, there's some other things in here that, I don't know, like a bacon-wrapped hot dog in a red bun, which is, I guess, kind of cool. Or the Cincinnati hot chicken. Tri-tip. Oh, that's not bad at all. Mac and cheese dog.
That's a foodie.
Ooh, a pork schnitzel sandwich. I'm down with that.
You're such a foodie.
What else we got in here? Not much, man. I'm on new medication, and I'm not finishing any foods or eating foods.
Well, yeah, I'd say that first one that you talked about with the Big Red Smoky on top of the burger and the Grippos and the beer cheese and the Cervati pretzel bun, all of those things.
When we
they really wet my whistle.
When we go to a game this year, I'm gonna need you to spot me $13, and then I'll buy that burger and we'll go live and we'll do like a one bite thing.
Ooh, one bite. Everybody knows the rules.
Everybody knows the rules. One bite.
So we're less than a week away before MLB The Show comes out. You decided if you're getting it yet?
Oh my gosh, I haven't decided yet. No, I'm trying to sell some memorabilia so I can buy it. So if you know anybody who wants to buy a baseball signed by Dimitri Young or a baseball signed by Reggie Sanders, just let me know.
Talk to Clay.
Oh, I have not. I'll put it on the Twitter later.
He is a huge fan of Reggie Sanders, I'll tell you that.
Oh, is he?
He is.
I have to
he
talk
brought
to
him up. Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was the guy from Locked On Reds. Somebody brought him up this week, and I don't know if it was Twitter or the Locked on Reds podcast I listened to.
It's clean. That's on the Snow White ball, and the autograph is clean. And I got it at a bargain right now at $20. That's how much a baseball is. Now add the autograph on top of that. It's a bargain.
Baseballs cost $20.
Yes. So we do a whole episode about this, but yes, if you're gonna get an autograph on a baseball, pro tip, ready? If you're gonna get an autograph on a baseball, make sure it is an official Rawlings Major League Baseball and not a ball that was made in China. The balls that are made in China don't have the same leather on them, and the autographs fade. I was a rookie and learned that the hard way. I had finally met Todd Frazier, got him to sign a ball for me. He even inscribed it Todd Father on there for me. And then I learned that it's not good to get it autographed on that type of ball. And we're looking at probably 5 years later. The autograph is still there, but it is fading away. So
the ball's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not going to be worth anything. But I have another Todd Frazier on an All-Star Game ball. So we're good with that. How many games will the Milford Silverbacks win this year?
What's that?
That would be my youth soccer team that I will be coaching this year.
You guys keep score?
I'm going to.
Is there a participation trophy or is there a championship trophy?
Everybody gets a trophy. I can't do. It's the league. I can't change it. I know.
You should put it up for a vote. How many games are there?
8.
Is Parker the best player on the team?
No.
How many players are better than Parker?
He's one of the bigger players on the team. He could probably score from anywhere on the field because of his leg. But there's a kid out there who has some good footwork, so he's pretty good. So there's him and another kid are big kids who could probably score from anywhere on the field just by booting it. But soccer term, booting it. I wouldn't say he's the best kid on the team. We only have 2 practices.
I'm going to give you 3.
3 wins?
You're a first-year coach.
Get out of here. That's disrespectful.
Your first year to the sport.
Okay, well that's fine. No, question us. We'll just use that as fuel to win.
All right.
There's also no goalies.
Put it on the poster board. Put it on the cork board.
Oh, I will.
Bulletin board. I'm gonna bulletin board material.
I'm gonna put in the back window of my truck. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show it to the boys.
Make it part of your coach speech. Aaron doesn't believe in us.
My coach speech is great. Hey, did you guys have fun today? All right. Let's go.
Aaron doesn't believe in us. He thinks we're only going to win 3.
And here's Parker. Aaron does a podcast with Daddy.
He does imitations of Disney characters when he's in your basement, and I see him.
And dinosaurs.
Yeah, that too. He gets terrified and runs across the room. How funny is it that Bryce Harper had the biggest contract in all of baseball before Mike Trout destroyed him with 2 less years and $100 million more in a matter of just days.
I like Mike Trout more, so I'm okay with it.
Wait. Especially after Bryce Harper had a recruiting video to bring him home to Philly.
Who, Mike Trout?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I like Mike Trout better, so I'm glad he got paid more. You know I'm not a fan of the Bryce Harper. You know you know that back when I was boxing, I was calling Bryce.
His hair is so good though.
No, it's not. Back when I was boxing, I was calling Bryce Harper out on Twitter. I wanted to meet him in the ring. He could not go 12 rounds with 2 chins. He would go down.
His hair's so good.
I'd mess his hair up.
I'm saying, if I could take off a hat and my hair would look like that dude's hair, I'm in.
Enough with the hair, dude. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Here's you right here.
I've been really trying, baby.
That's you and Bryce Harper right now.
That's fine.
That's fine. Whatever. Okay. Is it my turn?
But
It is.
so it was funny
What was funny?
that he had the biggest contract until Mike Trout destroyed his contract.
Yeah, I know, it was great. I love it. I'm down with it. He deserves it.
I just hate that he's on the Angels.
Angels in the outfield, buddy. Angels in the outfield.
I got nothing on that.
One of my favorite movies. You kind of answered this already, but will you be attending the opening day parade, or are you just going to go downtown and drink and watch the game at a bar?
It's kind of TBD. We'll see what the weather holds. I think right now it's looking like 63 and sunny. So I venture to say that I'll be down there. I just don't know. I've not been to a parade. I don't know if I've ever gone to a parade. If I have, it was not sober. Not that I remember anyway. So, or I've already erased that memory with drinking. However, it's the 100th anniversary of the parade.
Yes, it
this
is.
year. It's the 150th anniversary of our Red Legs. And there's a lot of celebrations going on around some of those things. Plus, Rob Manfred's going to be in the parade. I mean, there's something to be said for all this. I can't imagine he does, finishes the parade and doesn't, give a speech at the end or something. Kamish is there, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't know that I can go and at least not make an attempt to go, but depending on what the people that I'm going with want to do, I don't know that I will necessarily end up at the parade.
Huh. Okay, that was interesting.
In what way?
Sorry, you know how I get distracted when you're not here. Somebody
Correct.
tweeted that they may have seen a meteor in downtown Los Angeles, and they're they have a video of it, and it kind of fades out. But then somebody else says it's a wingsuit jumper. So that's interesting, but I thought it was scary at first.
Or it's just a UFO.
No, it definitely looked like a meteor. All right, you're up.
Have you seen Rick Ross lately?
Who? Rick Ross?
Yes.
I have not. Has he lost weight?
He's on the Gucci Mane diet.
What's a Gucci Mane diet?
You know Gucci Mane?
Yeah, I know.
Gucci Mane?
I know who that is.
The rapper Gucci Mane?
Yeah.
He has lost 400 pounds.
Really?
To the point where I'm literally my brother-in-law sent me pictures.
Oh, wow.
Future brother-in-law. He sent me pictures, and I was like, # not my Rick Ross.
Wow. I'm looking at one picture. His face is, oh my goodness.
Look at his body.
Wow. I guess he suffered a seizure?
Not my Rick Ross.
Wow, that doesn't even look like Rick Ross. That's crazy.
He lost the whole Rick Ross.
He lost the whole Rick Ross, yeah. Wow, look at this picture. Jeez. Looks like he's still wearing his clothes from back when he was big, because they don't look like they fit. But he, yeah, good for you, Rick. I don't have a fifth question. I thought I had a fifth question, but I only wrote 4, apparently. I can't count.
You're my hero.
I can't count this late at night.
Some heroes don't wear capes.
Yeah, some heroes just click buttons.
All right. Well, did we have any did we have any messages this week?
Oh my goodness, you want me to pull that up?
No, I don't. We had a weird message from some sort of Asian. I couldn't
no
tell
clue
you
who it
what
was.
language it was.
This was me trying to listen to that. I didn't. I'm sitting at my desk and somebody goes, "What's wrong, Ed?" And I'm like, I don't know what just. When it said transcription not available, I was like, wait a minute, what? It's.
强制关闭，详情请按5接口华语专员。
So if anybody knows what language that was and what they just said to me, let me know. It might have had something to do with an Uber.
Yeah, because we got an Uber text as well this week. That was all we got from our fans. Thanks a lot.
Christina tweeted us.
All right, man. You ready to move on to the bum of the week?
I am.
Because you're training like a damn bum, you know that? Bum. A bum.
You are a bum!
You're a bum! And that's all you'll ever be! A bum!
Oh, that hurts, man.
Who do you got?
Me.
Why are you a bum?
I am the bum of the week.
It's not going to be
my St. Patrick's Day was a mess.
Oh, no. What did you do?
So, I started off my day with my standard weekend coffee, which is 50% coffee, 50% Bailey's. And then we went to brunch, and we moved on to mimosas.
No, you didn't move on to mimosa. You moved on to Bloody Mary.
I didn't. I moved on to mimosas because they didn't serve Bloody Marys until 11 o'clock.
Oh.
So then I moved on to Bloody Marys. So then we went to Rick's Tavern in Fairfield. And I moved on to green beer. And I made some new friends and hung out and I drank some green beer. And then we went to Bargo's right down the road from Rick's Tavern.
That place is still up?
It's not the same one. It moved next to a Skyline. So first I had green Skyline, which when you're teetering on the edge of blacking out and being really drunk, and all of a sudden you get a dish of green spaghetti, it really messes with you.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
So I got some Skyline because I needed some food to not black out. So then I go to Bargo's and get another beer, and I'm watching TV. Well, I told the bartender just to get me any beer, and she said, "What?" And I said, "Literally, you have too many taps. I don't want to ask you what all you have, and I don't want to make decisions. So make that decision for me, and I'm good with whatever it is that you give me, and I just want to watch the game here." So I watched the first half of UC at Bargo's. I don't remember the second half.
Oh, come on.
I came home. I turned it on. I don't remember leaving my car.
You drove?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But I don't remember getting out of the car to come in and turn on the game and watch the end of the second half. And I woke up at 6:30 and I said, "Where's the game?" And they said, "You already watched it. UC won." I said, "You guys are messing with me. First off, UC didn't win. Second off, it's not 6:30. Third, where's the game?" They said no. And I said, "You changed the clocks on me." And I pulled out my phone all the time and all of the money and all of the everything that I've given to this team. And I missed the second half of the game entirely. And I really couldn't tell you a whole lot of what happened in the first half.
Go back and watch it.
I am the bum of the week. Yep. Won't be the first time. Won't be the last.
It is what it is, man. I can't believe you missed the second half of the game, though.
I know.
Oh, my goodness.
I know.
Jaron went off.
I know. I've read. I've seen highlights.
Jaron
I'm embarrassed.
Off. So, my bum of the week, unfortunately does not translate to podcast, but I will go ahead and retweet it and also possibly put it on our Facebook page. But someone was at looks like a spring training game, and they tweeted busted coverage. A video of a girl, probably 19, 20 years old, and she is trying to get the perfect Instagram picture and continues to make her mom take picture after picture after picture after picture of her with it looks like the Brewers maybe in the background, and she just keeps messing with her, and her mom finally gives up, throws her cell phone at her, and walks away. Do not come to a baseball game stand in front of me while I'm trying to watch a baseball game and try to get that perfect Instagram picture. It's not worth it. No one cares. The likes don't equal the money.
Everyone hates you.
Oh, actually, you know what? It was an LA Dodgers game. I see the hats now. It was an LA Dodgers game.
Of course it was.
So, she is the bum. I wish I knew who she was. She's a bum. It also got retweeted only 32 times? You gotta be kidding me. Nope, now we're at only 32 times. I'm retweeting it right now.
All right, man.
That's all I got.
Well, I like to think that the reason that the Bearcats won is because I passed out.
Because you passed out?
Yeah, I like to think that's why we won.
We can go with that. We can also go with Jaron Cumberland was a beast. Did you know Nick Van Exel was at that game? Did you know Nick Van Exel was at that game?
I didn't.
He was. He was at the game.
Makes sense. He is in Memphis.
Well, it also made it funny because Saturday I tweeted that if we have to play Memphis in the championship game, can we please get Nick Van Exel to come sit straight across from Penny Hardaway and just stare at him the whole game?
He didn't.
He didn't, but it would have been cool. Here's another stat that came out real quick, and then we can get going. But this is an interesting stat for Friday. It says, if my research is right, UC is 6-2 all time versus Iowa and 5-1 all time against Tennessee. So that's actually good for us, especially after the whole Memphis thing. So.
Also, I think we're one of 9 teams, like in the last 25 years, to
6
or
times.
we're like 9th best or something, like to do as well as we have in bowl games and
yes,
and tournaments.
I saw that stat somewhere too, and I just don't remember where I saw it, but I don't have it on me right now. But it was either like 6 teams to make it 9 times, or 9 teams to make it 6 times. One of those two. So whichever one you like the best, go with that one and run. That's
What's in that fridge?
Yeah. Well, we can. Yeah, here it is, right here. It is now time for everyone's favorite segment. What is in Ed's fridge? For a minute, I thought I forgot to pull it up. What do you got tonight?
One of 6 programs to go to 9 straight NCAA tournaments.
Is that what it is?
That was one of 6 to go to 9 straight. That's a big deal.
That is a big deal.
But there was another one that I wanted to talk about, but I can't find it. So what's in Aaron's fridge?
Yeah, what's in there, buddy?
There's a bunch of White Claw, but I didn't get into any of that.
Oh, you should get into that stuff.
So I went to my pantry and I grabbed my Old Smoky, Tennessee.
Salted caramel whiskey?
Salted caramel whiskey. Because we're going to be playing Tennessee.
That's good stuff to sip on.
Yeah, been sipping on it probably the whole show.
What I think I'm going to make myself on Sunday while watching the game is a Kentucky Mule. It's delicious. If you've never been to the Brown Dog Cafe over there at Summit Park, get that Kentucky Mule. It is delicious. And I also suggest the poutine with the Gouda gravy.
Ooh.
Oh, brother. Got that egg on top with those cheese curds. Good gracious, you would have loved that after your drinking on Sunday.
So what's in Ed's fridge?
What's in Ed's fridge is a Freddy's Burger Mountain Dew. Because I forgot to get up here with something.
That's not even alcoholic, is it?
No, it's not. It absolutely is not.
It's just a standard Mountain Dew.
Just a standard Mountain Dew. But, this is the first Mountain Dew I've had today.
We are not good at this game when I'm not picking up beer and bringing it to you from Kroger.
I have stuff upstairs. I just forgot to bring it down here, so.
Didn't want to wake the kids because they might be sick.
No, it's a margarita something. It looks delicious. Michelle was drinking it the other night, and it smelled delicious. So
it's a wonderful blend of mountain and dew.
Oh, that's what that is. Yeah, I got some of that. Have you had any of that? Not your father's.
No.
Not your father's dew. Maybe is what it's called.
No.
Yeah, don't drink it. It's not that great.
Well, I think that's our show here.
That's all we got.
I think we did it. All right. Well, for Ed, I'm Aaron. We out.